Hi, everybody. Welcome to our channel, Our Scientology Stories, Peeling the Onion. My name is Mark Fisher, and this is a special video that we're producing for you for all of our new members and subscribers, as well as people who've been subscribed from day one. We just want to do a rundown of what we have available for you on our channel at Our Scientology Stories, Peeling the Onion. I know there's lots of videos out there. There's lots of SPTV out there, channels and stuff. And sometimes it's hard to decide, well, what do you want to watch? Well, what I've done here is I've just doing a short summary in terms of what we have on our channel that we put on in June of 2023. And we're just going to do a quick review of it. And if it's something you haven't seen, you can click on it and watch. Or if you've already seen it, that's fine. Maybe you want to watch again or recommend it to a family member or a friend. At any rate, we want to thank everybody who's subscribed to our channel so far. And if you're new to our channel or just watching this video for the first time, please subscribe to our video, hit that like button, and hit notifications, and it'll let you know when new videos are coming out. So without further ado, I'm going to review what we put out this month in June. This is in case you missed it, new videos added in June 2023 from our channel. We achieved some new milestones in the month of June, and it's all thanks to you, our loyal viewers. First of all, we surpassed 5,000 subscribers, and we're actually almost at 5,500 subscribers at this point when this is being recorded. But we've only been putting out videos since the end of April, early May, and in 2 months, we've managed to get over 5,000 subscribers. It just goes to show you that there's a big community out there that is interested in this subject matter on SPTV, and we want to continue to grow that subscriber base. The other milestone that we achieved was over 100,000 views of our videos worldwide, and that kind of blew me away that many people were watching that many of our videos over and over, which is amazing to me. So we had over 100,000 views since we started our channel, like I said, at the middle of April. And that's all thanks to our great viewers out there. We did interviews in June. We continued our series with Ken Urquhart, who's the former L. Ron Hubbard personal communicator, both at St. Hill and also on the flagship Apollo. And this was part 2 of his interview here, the thumbnail for that, and you can find that. We've set up playlists on our page where we group together the interviews, group together the stories about St. Hill, group together other things that we think you might find of interest so that they're easy to find. And this is the second part of our series with Ken Urquhart, where he covers his time on the flagship Apollo working for L. Ron Hubbard. And that led to our part 3, which is right here, which was the creation of the Rehabilitation Project Force. Ken Urquhart was the one who actually wrote the flag order setting up the Rehabilitation Project Force. And he's the one that worked out the rules and the procedures and the policies for it. And when it was sent up to Hubbard, one of his messengers was sent down and told him, very good, carry on. So basically, Hubbard was in agreement with these things. And in this video, Ken Urquhart also talks about the regrets he has in terms of setting up the Rehabilitation Project Force. He actually was a member of it at one point, and he covers that time period. So this is a very interesting video, and we got a lot of views on it. And if you haven't seen it, please watch part 3, Creation of the Rehabilitation Project Force. The other thing that we continued in the month of June was the L. Ron Hubbard's Messenger series. Janice, Gillum, Grady, my co-host, she was one of the original Commodore's messengers at the age of 12 and spent her time 6 hours a day, 7 days a week for many years by Hubbard's side, as did many other young children. And we did part 4 of the L. Ron Hubbard Messenger series. And that's a picture of L. Ron Hubbard, and he's got his hand on Annie Broker, who would eventually be his closest messenger all the way up until the day that he died in Creston, California. She was the person that was with him. This was part 5 that we put out in June. And that photograph is L. Ron Hubbard on a photo shoot down in the Caribbean. And behind you see Doreen Smith Gillum, Janice's sister-in-law. She was married to Janice's brother, Peter Gillum Jr. And that's the uniform that was designed and they wore in the Caribbean in the mid 70s when it was hot. So outside, the temperature and the climate. So anyway, this is a very interesting video. And then this goes into our whole series so far. We have 5 parts of L. Ron Hubbard's Messengers. And this is just a collage that I put together. And you can see part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There will be more parts because we've only gotten through the Caribbean. And Janice is going to be telling the story of when the Messengers were land-based and when they were with Hubbard all the way through to the day he died. So this series will continue. Now you can watch any of these videos in any order that you want because each video is self-contained. So if you don't want to watch part 1 or 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. You can watch whichever one you like. And it's its own video, but it's part of a series. We also had personal stories with special guests in the month of June. This first one here was my escape from Scientology. And I tell the story about when I escaped in September 1990. And my guest that day was Gary Jackson Moorhead, and he was the head of the security base and the security force at the secret location in Gilman Hot Springs. And I wanted to interview him because I had never really talked to him about what was going on behind the scenes when I first blew the base in May of 1990 with the intention of coming back all the way through until I finally left and threatened to go to the police in September 1990. And this is a very popular video. As a matter of fact, it's the most viewed video we've had on our channel since we started putting out videos at the end of April. So anyway, if you haven't seen this yet, please watch. And because it was a live stream, there's also viewer questions and answers towards the end. So you'll learn a lot of things about Scientology at the Gold Base. One thing that I had not heard about that you'll hear here was Jackson's high-speed chase of my former wife who tried to escape about a month or 2 after I left. And he actually led a high-speed chase, rounded her up, and brought her back. And that was a story I had not heard before. The other personal story that we had was the Gold Base early years, and our special guest was Amy Scobie's husband, Matt Pesh. And the reason he was our guest was because he was around when they first bought the base at Gilman Hot Springs. He was brought up there, and he actually helped to build the movie studio that they needed at the time for L. Ron Hubbard to shoot his films. And then he was there also there was a huge flood in February 1980. And Janice had photographs not only of the construction of that movie studio, but also of the flood in 1980 at Gilman Hot Springs. So we were able to sit down and talk with Matt about that and reminisce, and you'll find it, I think, very enjoyable. We did interviews with Mitch Brisker, who was the former Scientology professional movie director for 28 years. And he was a Scientologist, but he was a professional. And this was our first interview with him. And this was the first video interview that he had done that actually was released. And it got a lot of attention. It actually was our fastest growing video that we've had. And Mitch has a very unique perspective on his time in Scientology and in terms of working on Scientology's films and working with David Miscavige and Shelly Miscavige. And I think you'll find this interview very enlightening. We followed it up a few days later with a live viewer question and answer with Mitch. And this was after he did a video interview with Aaron Smith-Levin. So between our interview and that interview with Aaron, we thought it would be great to let the viewers actually ask questions of Mitch and also to clarify questions that we had as well. So this is a great video for you to watch, and there's a lot of detail in it, and that also is available on our channel. We personally did live questions and answers with just Janice and myself, and this happened twice in June, and this was the first one, Saturday live Q&A. And this was Janice and myself answering questions. This was the second one here, okay? And basically, we allow the viewers to ask us anything they want, and we will answer as best that we can. And these are a lot of fun-filled videos. We also respond to viewer requests. We talk about our dogs. We talk about all sorts of things that are going on. So if you're interested, please watch these videos. There's a lot of valuable information in there that you might get in watching. We want to make sure that you watch any of these that you may have missed. Any of these videos you've missed, please go ahead to our channel and you can watch them for yourselves, and that we hope that you enjoy them. And this will give you an idea of things that are on our channel. We try to make sure that our stuff is historical and as accurate as possible. And that helps that Janice has a wide variety of photographs from that time period that we can share with our viewers. And we think it's valuable for people to get the entire story of Scientology. We are no longer Scientologists, and there's a lot of abuses that go on, but we're actually documenting what it was like back in the 70s, the 60s, the 80s, when we were in there. And we think that you'll find these videos enjoyable. You can watch them at any time. They don't just cover the story of the day that's happening right now. They actually cover a historical perspective on Scientology. Okay. If you're interested, Janice has 2 books. The first one is Commodore's Messenger, Book 1, A Child Adrift in the Scientology Sea Organization. That's Janice with L. Ron Hubbard on the deck of the flagship Apollo when she was 12 years old. And then Book 2 is right here. Again, that's Janice in the Caribbean on a photo shoot with L. Ron Hubbard when she was a teenager. And these books have all the stories as well as photographs in them as well. They're well worth a read, and you can actually order these on Amazon.com. Just search Janice Gillum Grady, and the books will be there, and you can order them if you're interested. That's all I had for this video, my friends, and we just wanted to thank everybody for watching, and we ask you to please subscribe to our channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, please ask them in the comment section. And we get to the questions, like I go through them daily, several times a day, so that they're not missed. And we appreciate your viewing, and we hope you enjoy everything. And we'll look forward to you on new videos coming out in July. And until that time, thanks very much for watching.